Welcome to Enfys Tarot. It's January 13th, 2025, and this is the day of the full wolf moon. That's what we're going to have tonight. And I got to tell you, I just want to talk to you guys a couple minutes about wolf moon energy, because I've not realized it until just a few minutes before recording, but I have been fully immersed in it over the weekend, and I'm wondering how you guys are feeling as well. So I'm going to talk just a couple minutes about these two cards and the full wolf moon. If you're not interested in that conversation, fast forward through the video until you see me shuffling the deck, and you'll know that that's when we're going to do the tarot spread. But for right now, take a look at these two cards. You've got the moon card, which you can see the wolves howling at it, right? One's domestic and the other is wild. And then you've got the magician card. And the reason I pulled the magician card out is because wolves are very highly active in the winter, and I feel like they are doing all the things to sort of alchemize and manifest as wolves do, right? It's their time of breeding. They're doing a lot of howling, communicating with each other. This is their prime hunting season. They're doing a lot of traveling, and without thinking about those things consciously, I feel like I have been moving along with the moon energy, with this wolf moon energy through the weekend leading up to today. You know, it's like I started late last week by getting my stuff at work done and getting everything wrapped up, right? And then it went through the weekend and was just taking down all the holiday stuff and putting things away and reorganizing and getting things out of the house and just clearing out the space, you know? And then last night, well, yesterday, I was like really tired, just unusually fatigued. And it wasn't from the cleaning up that I've been doing, because that's, you know, I'm constantly moving around doing things. But yesterday I was just really just tired. And then last night I had such a weird sleep, lots of dreams, crazy dreams, a lot of, you know, nocturnal communications that I don't have every night. And then this morning I came down to do our video, and if you notice, it's a little bit later today than I've been getting the video out. It's 10:10 right now, which is an angel number. But anyway, I came down to do the video and could not just sit down and start the video. I started by noticing that the table needed to be wiped down, even though I had just cleaned over the weekend. My table needed to be wiped down. So I wiped the table down, and then I wiped another table down, and then I realized that the plants needed to be watered. So, because I don't know if any of you have house plants, unless you are one of those really amazing people that is good at routine and just automatically knows that it's time to water your plants because it's, you know, Sunday or something. I'm not one of those. I kind of hear the plants when they're like, I'm thirsty, and I'll go around and water the plants. And so I watered the plants, and then I was like, you know what, the floor needs to be swept. So I swept up the floor, and then I was like, well, I might as well take the trash and recycling out. So I took that out, and I kind of rang the wind chimes along the way. And when I rang those wind chimes, it was like ringing a bell in my mind. And I was like, wow, what am I doing right now? In order to sit down and read these cards for everyone, I am manipulating my elements and my surrounding. I'm manipulating water, air, earth, fire, even metal and wood. You know, it's like every time you turn a knob, you're touching metal to either open a door or turn on the water. The wood, I'm like I'm one of those people that knocks on wood. And then I have my Palo Santo lotion that I put on right after I washed my hands before sitting down here. And that's why I'm holding out the magician card along with the moon card, because the magician card on his table, you can see all four elements, right? They're the four suits of tarot, and they represent the four elements: earth, air, fire, and wind. I'm sorry, earth, air, water, and wind. And the reason that I wanted to talk to you today is because I'm not going to ask you to go out of your way and try to do things. But on a day like today, when we're leading up to the full wolf moon, it's the beginning of a new year, it makes so much sense for us to start activating, manifesting, clearing out, and alchemizing our surroundings. So I'm going to ask everyone that as you're going through your day, see what it feels like to simply observe, just notice how you're just constantly alchemizing and manipulating these elements throughout your day in your own home, when you're out and about. You know, every time you sweep or wipe or breathe or light a candle or water a plant, you are alchemizing. You are manipulating your surroundings. You are manifesting. And I wonder what would happen if we all became conscious of the alchemy that we perform minute by minute by minute, and just see how that affects us. Does that have a transformative quality? Can we practice manifestation by simply noticing how we manifest doing our daily tasks? I wonder. I'm not suggesting that I know what I'm talking about. I'm presenting a question for everyone because I'm thinking that maybe it could. I don't know. Let's find out. And, you know, it's like any good science experiment requires numbers, lots of people. And I'm not, you know, this is not a controlled science experiment, but it's anecdotal evidence that we could come up with, which is what life is based on anyway. So anyone who'd like to help me out with that, let me know, and, you know, pop comments in. Let me know down the road how you're feeling. Okay. Anyone who fast forwarded and is looking for their time here to get their reading, now's the time. I'm going to shuffle. And you know what? I'm shuffling these cards, but I think I'm also going to pull out some Earth Magic cards because it is Monday and it can't hurt to have a full moon Earth Magic Monday, can it? Especially when we're talking about alchemy. Well, this Lover's card is coming out on its own here, and it is upright, and that is the card of unity. Unity with your surroundings, with source, with others, and it's the deep, loving union that you have. So let's build on that. Let's see what else is coming out. Here we have our Magician. This time it's in reverse. You're changed. Yes. So this conversation that we're having about the full moon could be suggesting that you're changing your alchemy. You're changing your manifestation techniques. You know, usually when the Magician is in reverse, it can indicate a blocked energy flow. But considering the conversation we just had, I'm wondering if it's about changing your perspective on it, looking at things differently, because the next card up is the Seven of Wands, and that is the victory card. That is overcoming challenges. And then here's the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is that knight that comes and sweeps you off your feet. They have such a deep romance. They have such a depth of emotion, and they connect with people on such an amazing emotional level that they just draw you right in, right? And when the Knight of Cups comes in, that is the action of love. They are exercising the action of love. We've got a lot of love in this conversation. The Moon card coming in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles upright, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Eight of Wands upright, Queen of Cups upright, Chariot in reverse. There's going to be a lot of back and forth energy here. What it's suggesting is that, yes, this full moon today does have the capacity to change so many things, but particularly the things in our life that we are not satisfied with at the present moment. Okay? So how is that going to look? Wheel of Fortune is saying it's the end of a cycle, the beginning of a next cycle, and things are going to move very, very quickly with the Eight of Wands energy here. Hold the space. The Queen of Cups, you've got so many emotions. This is going to be a very highly emotional period of time, okay? And we're going to be using those emotions in order to direct our energy. So you want to be consciously aware of what those emotions are. And I think that that's a really good way to exercise what we were talking about in our alchemy conversation, because it's like if we can look at what we're doing and acknowledge it for what it is, a chore like sweeping the floor suddenly becomes an act of love. And then the next thing, doing the dishes, it's an act of love. Watering the plants is an act of love. And we're constantly loving our surroundings and presenting the world with actions of love. They're works of love. And when we're putting that out, it sure does change a lot of things. It sure does put an end to the parts of our life that we are not satisfied with. Gives us that contrast. It's a big difference. It's the difference between constantly feeling like you're overdrawn, like you're out of spoons, like you have this feeling of overwhelm. You know, when you can change the conversation around your daily tasks and create actions of love and not chores, that is black and white. That is night and day. If we can latch on to that kind of energy in this full moon, I just can't imagine how that wouldn't be incredibly helpful and energizing and pushing us all a little bit more into manifestation qualities and manifesting what we want to manifest more of. Let's go ahead and pull. I'm doing this backwards today. That's another thing. That's another contrast, which I find interesting, because that was not premeditated. It's just the way things are going. But are you guys feeling it? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? How this kind of energy with these cards in reverse, it's like you're going from this, moving very, very quickly to putting an end to that energy. It's that flip-flop. It's turning the switch. It's like, okay, going from this to that. And it is a way of love, and it is victorious, which I find really, really beautiful. So let me go ahead and just pull a couple more of these. What is this going to create? What can the creation of alchemy and acknowledging our tasks of handling the elements, what is that going to change for us? How is that going to show up? Creation, strength, earth magic. There you have it. I mean, creation, strength, and earth magic. If that's not the conversation we're having right now, I don't know what is. I mean, this is just so very, very clear. When we realize our power, that is the strength, and then we can manifest big, big things. That is how we wield earth magic, by recognizing the alchemy that we're performing every single minute. I mean, when we're breathing, we're alchemizing. When we're moving, we're alchemizing. I don't want to be too long-winded for the people that were in the conversation before the tarot reading, but now that I'm pulling this spread, I feel like anyone who didn't want to sit through that, I encourage you to maybe take a few minutes. It's probably about 5 or 6 minute conversation. Go ahead back when you have the time and listen to that and see what you think and how you feel about it, because I think that this might be a hack. This might be a manifestation hack, and it could make a big, big difference in 2025 for so many of us. But the overarching theme today is definitely alchemizing through love. Alchemize through love, okay? Is there another one? And vigilance. So this is not the kind of thing that you just try once and then forget about. Hold steady your vigilance for love alchemy, okay? Keep it steady. Be really present. Really honor each task. as you are going through it for exactly what it is. Every single one of the tasks that we perform every day is so critically important. And sometimes we feel so down. Like, I know that some of you are listening and you are not doing well. You know, you're like, I can't even get out of bed today. I'm just going to hide here in my bed, in my cocoon, and I have nothing to give. There's nothing that's going to pull me out of this bed. I know that there are some of you listening today, and I want you to understand that even without getting out of bed, if you wake up and you're breathing, you're alchemizing. If you step onto the floor to walk to the bathroom and you touch a handle and then you wash your hands, you're alchemizing. And every single step you're taking, even if you're staying in bed all day today, I want you to fully acknowledge the alchemy that you're performing and breathe love into it, okay? Doesn't have to be alchemizing $1 million. It can be alchemizing one task at a time in order to find harmony and depth and fulfillment. So, okay, guys, that's your reading for today. I'm being told that there's another card that needs to come through today. Weird energy. Definitely some weird energy. Things are definitely, I'm feeling it over here. Things are shifting around and there's a little chaos. There's a little bit of chaos. And that's okay. That's what happens when you kind of throw things up in the air. This is the opportunity, okay? This is the opportunity. By looking at each task as its own thing, you take the opportunity to do that. It's funny that we're getting this card because usually this card is saying, if you're focused too much over here, you're missing the opportunity, and that absolutely applies. If you're focused too much on a to-do list and you're not looking at what you're actually doing and being present to it, you're missing the opportunity. So see if you can stay focused on that today and the upcoming days, and let me know how it goes for you. All right. Thank you guys so much for stopping in today. That was a lot of information, very weird energy. I totally understand. I will be back tomorrow for True Intentions Tuesdays. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Enjoy the full moon, and I'll see you later.